welcome. I'm making this video about someone who they made a video about me a while ago, about a year. So I'm gonna be real role playing this video because it'll be sort of a documentary about something that happened whilst I was on the police RP force on Garry's Mod. So yeah, we're going to talk about the petrol situation, which is the title I'll be coming up with. It's how a routine call to a firearm store robbery ended with a building burning to the ground. It all started on a warm July evening. I'm guessing. I don't remember really. I'm going from a script, by the way. I don't remember the date. Hacker and a bank thief walk into the Rockford Firearms and Ammunition store. They purchase an Arctic Warfare Magnum or AWM rifle, which fires a .338 Lapua Magnum cartridge. They also bought an MK14 Enhanced Battle Rifle, or otherwise known as the M14 Enhanced Battle Rifle, which fires the 7.62 by 51mm NATO cartridge. It can fire in semi and fully automatic. Holy shit! And they also bought a M249 belt-fed light machine gun, which fires a 5.56mm cartridge. After purchasing these firearms, the two armed men advertised and then robbed the store. The store's alarm was raised, and all nearby officers responded to the scene. When this event happened last year, I was a master sergeant at the time on the server. I was armed with a Heckler & Koch MP5, which has two fire modes, semi and fully automatic, and shoots the 9x19 parabellum cartridge, also known as the 9mm. My service pistol was the Glock 17 semi-automatic handgun, which also fires the 9x19 cartridge. Three other officers responded armed with Glock 17s. At the time, SWAT were busy on the outskirts of town, which meant that we were armed with 9mm firearms and nothing else, while the two gunmen were armed with rifles and light machine guns. After stealing the cash from the store register, they exited the building. After officers demanded that they surrender, they opened fire at us. They shot at our police vehicles, making us take cover behind them. An officer was injured during this confrontation, but was rushed to hospital and survived. The two gunmen then got in their getaway vehicle, a buggy from Half-Life 2, out of character, and a chase ensued. It lasted a few minutes, and it ended in the gunmen crashing their vehicle outside their base. They had shot at me and another officer as they ran into their base, but we weren't injured. The building they had chosen was a 15-story office building in the business district. They had built an elaborate series of barricades before they robbed the store. Me and the other officers created a perimeter and called for backup. After a few minutes, SWAT arrived from what they were doing. They were armed with semi-automatic rifles such as the AR-15 and civilian variants of the M4 rifle. These rifles either shot the .223 cartridge or the 5.56 or the 5.56 cartridge. SWAT units were more prepared than the patrol officers to deal with the situation. They entered the front of the building to try and negotiate with the gunmen. We had drained their vehicle of fuel and kept it in a jerry can behind the SWAT vehicle armored truck. This comes in later. Side note, this is all RP, you can't actually drain people's fuel. The SWAT informed the two gunmen of this. This caused them to lash out at the SWAT officers, shooting through the gun ports in their barricades. A SWAT officer was killed in this altercation of shots. The SWAT officers then took cover behind the patrol cars. The two gunmen were unable to escape the building because of the lack of another escape route except for the one they came through. One of the gunmen then climbed onto the roof of the building and started shooting at us with the AWM rifle he had bought earlier. Officers returned fire, forcing the gunmen to take cover. No officers were injured in this confrontation. With the fear of more officer casualties, officers started to negotiate with the gunmen. After telling them they would trade a jerry can of fuel for their vehicle, this was they were going to try and negotiate with this. It was their best shot. See, the only exit they had was the front exit, which is they couldn't force them to get. We couldn't get in at the time. Basically, they'd barricaded it too well, and they only had one exit, so they didn't have all the odds, basically. But the gunmen wanted proof of the fuel being in our possession. I grabbed the jerry can and dropped it in front of the barricade, and then moved away with my H&K MP5 drawn. This was because of the fear that I was going to get shot at by the gunmen, like my other fellow officers. Now this is where things get a bit fuzzy, because I don't remember if it was another patrol officer or a SWAT officer, but someone shot the jerry can, causing an explosion, and a blaze started in the building. The building burned for 10 minutes, and then the admin deleted it. Now the reason I made this video is because Happy, one of the gunmen, blamed me for it. This was over a year ago. I wanted to make it a short documentary about it to show you the big picture of what happened on that warm July day in 2017. This is the video you're watching in the background now. He recorded it, and this is some of the only footage from the event. So I haven't got much details. I'm going off memory for the rest. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and goodbye, lads. Have a good night or morning. I don't know where you are. Anyway, goodbye.